Hello, my name is Captain George Vallance McKinlay Boyd of B Division, 17th Battalion, Highland Light Infantry. I was born in Troon on 9th May 1880. My parents, George and Helen Boyd, owned Landale House on Craigend Road in Troon, but my father's family were from Paisley, so we lived there much of my life. Father was a merchant and dry salter with Collins Lee Chemical Company, and my sister Eliza and I enjoyed a comfortable life with 2 servants to look after us. I attended Loretta School near Edinburgh and then became a stockbroker with Boyd and Dunn in Glasgow. I loved our visits to the family home in Troon, where golf was my favourite pastime. I was a member of both Royal Troon and Prestwick golf clubs and enjoyed competing in many amateur competitions. I was delighted to win the South of Ireland Championship in 1912, but the outbreak of war in August 1914 put an end to all that, and I was one of the first to join my battalion in September. The 17th was known as the Glasgow Battalion because its men were recruited from the city's universities, colleges and businesses, but our training actually took place at Gales Camp outside Troon, and men were billeted with Troon families. We must have been quite a spectacle parading along Troon seafront, which we saw as the beginning of our great adventure. We were sad to leave Troon in May 1915, travelling south to England in 3 troop trains. Training continued at several camps where we got our first taste of army biscuits and bully beef. Our battalion football team beat the Bath City, and our rugby and rifle teams also excelled. In November 1915, we set off for France. I had been promoted to captain by then and joined 1,032 men of all ranks, sailing for Le Havre and active service. How we missed the comforts of Troon. By the spring of 1916, we had already played our part in some conflicts and lost some of our friends, but we knew that there was a big push planned. At 7:30 a.m. on 1st of July 1916, our battalion started to go over the top and into no man's land near Thiepval. Our men fought valiantly, but by the end of that day, 422 men from our battalion had been killed. I was one of the 22 officers who had lost their lives, and another was my young cousin Percy Symington, another Troon lad. They never found my body in the terrible carnage of that battlefield, but I am commemorated on the Thiepval Memorial, one of 72,000 fallen from Britain and South Africa forces. My parents were devastated by the loss of their only son and arranged for my name to be engraved on the family gravestone at Woodside Cemetery in Paisley. It says, "Killed in Battle of the Somme, 1st July 1916. I'm also commemorated on a memorial window at Troon Old Parish Church and on the World War I memorial at Troon on the seafront, where I had once marched proudly with my men."